Here at Mayfield, when it comes to football, they expect their teams to be playing the day after Thanksgiving every year. That's the case again this year. There was a ton of Houston Rockets Isaiah Cannon jerseys at Murray State games. After the pick tonight, everyone's already talking about ordering their Oklahoma City Thunder jersey. Countless amount of man hours go into preparing for each race, and then when race day actually gets here, it can be pretty hectic because each team really only gets 30 minutes to prove what they can actually do. You've probably heard the saying, often imitated, never duplicated, but here at Murray State, Lawler's teammates often try to imitate him, but don't really come close to duplicating it. Once Taylor was given just an opportunity by the UT Martin coaching staff, he took full advantage of it on the practice field, going from a no-name walk-on to a full scholarship player. Well, at times this season, the Kentucky Wildcats have struggled to find points when they need them. That was the case again tonight against Arizona State, but that was in the first half. In the second half, the Wildcats shot 58% from the floor and outscored the Sun Devils by 13 in their 72-58 win. Isaiah Briscoe came up big in the second half with all of his 9 points coming at the start of the second half. Kentucky still struggled from three-point range, making just 6 of 21 shots, but overall, the head coach, John Calipari, was happy with his team's effort against a tough Arizona State team.
You see, if we make threes, we were 5 for 10 in the second half. And if you go back and look, they were the same open looks in the first half that we went 1 for 11. In the second half, you're 5 for 10. But you saw the difference. I mean, I'm not worried about it. The only thing I'm telling these guys is I want Jamal and Tyler prepared to shoot a three every single time.
The Wildcats will have a week off before they host Ohio State next Saturday. Well, this season, there have been a lot of firsts for the Southern Illinois Salukis under head coach Barry Hinson, off to an 8-2 start. A win tonight would give them their first 9-2 start since 2009. It would have to come against North Texas, a team the Salukis played just 7 days ago. SIU won that game 95-63 in Denton, Texas. Early in the first is where he picked things up. Salukis trailing 6-4, but Anthony Bean getting things going, hits the three on the wing. SIU up 1. Bean finished with 19 points in the game. Later in the first, again going outside, but this time it's Mike Rodriguez. He hits the three. SIU led 32-18 the break. Then in the second, up 40-28, Leo Vincent, baseline bucket and the foul. He had 11 points off of the bench. Southern Illinois wins 74-66. Up next, Murray State on Friday night. To high school basketball, Murray trying to bounce back after their loss to Paducah Tillman last night at Mayfield tonight. The Cardinals have not beaten Murray since 2012. Late in the third, Murray with a 51-22 lead. Preston English, the drive, the bucket goes. Murray up 31 at that point, but Mayfield not giving up in the fourth. Michael Walker hits the jumper off the baseline. That cuts the lead to 29, but moments later, the play of the game. Ethan Clark, the drive behind the back pass, gets the no-look lay-in to go and the foul. Murray wins 65-36 the final. Livingston Central made the trip to Paducah tonight to face off with St. Mary. Head over to the Viking ship at St. Mary. Into the first quarter, tied at 8, Jake Norris, the long three at the buzzer. It's good. Vikings lead 11-8 after 1. To the second, Livingston Central down 5. Cameron Dean coming up with a big steal. Going the other way, finish at the other end, cuts the lead to 16-13. St. Mary would then start to attack the rim. Hayden Dickens to Austin Hubert. He gets the easy lay-in to go, but Livingston Central comes from behind to win this one 51-50 the final.
In the end, it's just cloth and thread. But to Reed Pope, it's much more than that.
Putting that jersey on means something a little special to me.
For the Paducah Chiefs outfielder, that jersey is the same one his grandfather, Richard Throgmorton, wore playing for the Chiefs in the 1950s.
But it's a big thing for me to do something and follow the footsteps of my grandfather.
There were so many stories that Dad shared with us, and then when Reed was given the opportunity, we've just been so excited about it.
Despite passing away months before the Chiefs played their first game last season, Throgmorton's impact on his former team can easily be seen.
My mother knew that she had the uniform in her closet, and she wanted to do something with it in honor of him.
The jersey was given to Chiefs general manager Greg McKeel, who used it as a template, copying everything down to the last stitch for the jerseys that the Chiefs use now.
So this is the jersey that he would show us whenever we'd all go over to his house. He'd show all my cousins and my brother and sister, and I actually haven't got to see it in quite some time, so it's pretty neat getting to see it.
It just couldn't be a more prouder moment to think about him playing and wearing something that his grandfather was part of.
And although he isn't here to see his grandson play, the Popes know Throgmorton is close by.
His grandmother, she's probably one of the loudest fans here, and I think the reason why she is because she's yelling for not only her grandson, but she's also throwing a cheer in for my dad.
It makes me feel like my grandfather's right there with me. Whenever I put on that jersey, he's there.
Which is why every time he steps on the field, wearing a simple jersey means something more to Pope. In Paducah, Adam Wells, WPSD, Local 6 Sports. More than 100 former Tillman and Mayfield players hit the gridiron yesterday for the first ever alumni football game between those two schools. Alumni from the 60s down to as recent as this year participated, and for the Kendall family right here, yesterday's game meant so much more as it provided a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. At Mayfield, they say they are about pride, tradition, and excellence. And for the Kendall family, playing football at Mayfield is tradition, which is why 67-year-old Charles Kendall couldn't pass up the opportunity to play one more time.
I thought I'd come out and suit up, be with them, and play with my grandson.
Cole Kendall just finished up his senior year at Mayfield and couldn't believe he would be on the field with his grandfather at the same time.
I was like, are you sure? Be able to step on the football field with my granddad, that was I don't know, it's a unique feeling.
I think he jumped up and touched the moon.
For his wife, Cheryl, it has been a blessing to see her family come together like they have for this one event.
They're both so happy. They're just bubbly. They're just very excited, very proud of each other.
Even though Charles barely saw the playing field during the game, it didn't bother him.
Sort of been an adrenaline rush for an old toot like me. We're being honest about it. The legs are gone, but the spirit is still there.
A great experience. Still got little butterflies to be able to run out with them.
And when people have said he is crazy for wanting to play one more time, Kendall has had one simple answer.
It's just tradition that the parents and grandparents that have played football just love to see their kids play football, and it's just a great opportunity.